Hello everybody and welcome to Breakout Racing League. We are at Season 10, Round number 6 for Tier number 2 at the Temple of Speed. Let's get a quick little audio sync check to see if everything is working. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very nice. As we now have looks like a Alpine and Mercedes coming out of the pits for the first time in this session. It is just me, Haz, with you today in the commentary booth, as Redeemer or Flynn could not come and join us. So I will be trying to give you the best experience by my lonesome. Go on board with Ferrari Nut, first driver out closely, followed by the Ferrari or not the Ferrari, the Alfa Romeo of ERS Ardell, as Bad Bunny retires from the session. I wonder what that's all about. That is right after T2. ERS Ardell and Ferrari Nut are going to start the first laps of Tier 2 Round 6 at Monza Temple of Speed here today. And it's a good 1, 2 through there. Going up to 5th, now into 6th. Trying to get as much speed, followed closely by, or not closely by ERS Ardell, but ERS Ardell gave a little bit of space to work with. Now he's coming in. Ferrari Nut setting the fastest sector 1, obviously, as he's the first driver to start a lap. Very delicate on the throttle. .344 kph. Flipping the car left to right, back to left, trying to avoid those curves, send the car going into either the wall or just playing sideways. This is now blinking, is out of ERS on this full throttle lap, pretty much all the way. Only about 11 corners on this track, technically 8. Seeing that come across the line, the bar set, a 120.299. ERS Ardell will not be able to match. It's going to be a 20.6. Next shall be, I believe it would be Bio. Coming across, no, it's going to be Maverick in the Haas was a 120.9. On the mediums, here comes Bio. Bio's going to take provisional pole for right now. It's 19.9. First driver to go into 1 minute 19s. Believe that is the Red Bull starting a flying lap. It's TRL Stig. As War Machine has a moment, and I was waiting for cars to go by. Seems like drivers are getting caught out early trying to get the best lap time possible, as War Machine now gets disqualified from the session for being parked in a dangerous location. Oh no, he hasn't got a lap time set in, so he will be starting in the back. Now Minico is coming across the line. So yellow flag in sectors 3. Minico will be going P2. It's 120.068. And now here comes Bio into the pits. Here comes Stig across the line. It's also going to be a P2. The Red Bull's 100th of a second splits the two bulls as the McLaren of Darth Q-Man comes across the line. It's going to be a 121.4. Groggy Oregano is coming across. Minico absolutely putting in bomb lap times. So he did a 120.068 on mediums, as chat has pointed out. That is incredible. Watch out for Mr. Minico. Now have Ferrari PSR Sky. What can he do? What can the Ferrari do? He's going to start, I believe, his flying lap now. Last week's pole sitter was Smoking Ginger, who is not here today. He is replaced with Darth Q-Man, who points and position won't count. So anyone who finishes behind Q-Man, they will get moved up, as Stig is disqualified from the session. What is going on in qualifying? That's two drivers now disqualified and one retirement already. Yellow flag in sector 1. I believe that is just the Alpine going slowly. Or yeah, the Alpine. And Joris Ardell is about to start his flying lap to see if he can go any better than a 20.6. There's probably a bit more time to find in the Alfa Romeo. Going back to PSR Sky, he's going to go into the pits, and we're going to go back to ES Ardell, who gets a little bit of a slipstream from the Alpine coming out of the pits, going into T1 and 2 in third gear, smashing up quickly into sixth. Trying to get a nice exit there. He got a big, decent straight here. Gets a little bit of a wobble on the curb. Hard braking, something about 100 meters. Look how gently he's being on the throttle. Oh, and I say that, and he still goes off track. Manages to keep it out of the wall, looks like, as he's going to back out of this lap. As Mercedes gets out of the way of Ferrari, who starts one of his flying laps. P3 for the Haas is looking very good. Top 3 not separated very much, but keep in mind, Minico set that 20.0 on mediums. The rest put their lap times on softs. Pardon me. Listen to the fast left, right, left chicane. Nice and tidy. Now, last week in Tier 2 at Hungary, Minico was able to qualify in P2, but he didn't really have too much of a good race. He found himself down into, I believe it was P15. He had to recover that race as Royna missed and goes P2 of Minico just barely. Blacks and Bio trying to work together just a little bit. Starts his flying lap for the Mercedes Silver Arrow team. And Mr. Titan puts that Williams up into P4 as he's going to make his way back into the pits. ERS Ardell looks to be on a lap going through the chicane. The Alfa Romeo looking beautiful as ever. Oh, invalidates that lap by having a little bit of a wiggle there at the exit of that corner. And that's a yellow flag for the Mercedes. I believe that's NGT Blacks in Sector 1, or the beginning of Sector 2. As Ardell is going to dip into the pits. Here comes Potato across the line. He's going to go P2. I know how to work this menu, I promise. As now Bio goes quickest by over 5/10 with a 1:19.4. But keeping. He set his fastest time on mediums. Trying to show up that pace. As I believe is he coming in this lap, or what is going on? He's harvesting an energy. I believe he may be going for a second run. As Toneless across the line, he's going to go P5. 9/10 behind the leader. Minico will be coming into the pits with Potato, and here comes PSR Sky. He's going to move up to P5. Pardon me. From P10, he's going to move up 4 positions now, as I believe that's Darth Q-Man who's moved himself up into P2. 3/10 behind Bio. Now what can MV Woo accomplish? Coming down one of the final long straights here at the tempo of speed. He's going to dab on the brakes here, go down to 5th gear, easily on that throttle. He doesn't want to spin the car, get any wheel spin. 6th, now 7th. Oh, he's going as close as he can go. He's going to move that McLaren nowhere, or not nowhere. He's going to move up 3 spots. He's going to go up into P7. I believe Toneless will be coming in. As there are just 4 drivers will now make that. Yeah, 4 drivers out on track. Which would be Darth Q-Man, PSR Sky, who's weaving, MV Woo, and NGT Blacks, whose this lap will be invalid. Coming across the start and finish line will be the McLaren and Ferrari, but they're going to be diving into the pits as these drivers are going to prepare for their final qualifying runs here at the Temple of Speed at BRL. Last races has been a part of many battles on track. He needs to get some more points. He's going to dive in the pits. Currently sitting in P7. Here we are. We all sit in the pits, making their final adjustments for the lap everyone is going to be searching for. Currently, your running order in qualifying with 3 minutes and 41 seconds to go. P1 is Bio with a 1:19.426, followed closely by Darth Q-Man, about 3/10 behind. P3 is Potato and Williams. No, that's an Alpine, isn't it? That is. P4 is Ferrari Net and the Haas, Minico in the Red Bull P5, PSR Sky and Ferrari P6, MV Woo McLaren P7, NGT Blacks for Mercedes in P8. As Potato comes out of the pit lane trying to get some heat into those tires. P9 is the AlphaTauri of Toneless Death. Mr. Titan, P10 for Williams, ERS Ardell, P11. Solar, P12. Maverick is in P13 for the other Haas, who is out of this session. Groggy Oregano is 1.8 seconds back in P14 and the other Alpine. Trying to get some better lap times, I'm sure, as the other Alpine is in P3. Speaking of the other Alpine, it's going to be coming around the final corner. Get a good exit out of there as you have the longest straight here. DRS, using all of ERS, he's going to try and gain as much time as he can. The Alpines who put in laps first if they can keep them valid, followed by McLaren and then Ferrari. Let's go on board. Oregano appears to be backing out of this lap. And here come the other drivers, as there is a AlphaTauri, Tunnel's Death, going through the wheelies through T1 and T2, a little runoff area where you have to go left, right, right. That's Tunnel's Death with a little bit of a lockup through De La Raggia. And through Lesmo. I'm doing it. I'm running. That's Solar. That's fast as Sector 1. Where's the McLaren's gonna pop up? Here comes Darth Q-Man. He's gonna be starting his lap. Full ERS charge. He's gonna start deploying right about now, trying to get a little slipstream from the Alpine. You can't make it work, make a rhyme. As everyone is dumped fuel and just put in the minimum they can possibly run to try and get as much performance out of these Formula 1 cars as possible. Regulations in 2022 changed, so the cars are a bit more heavier, have a little bit more drag, a little bit more mass. These cars are a little bit slower than last year's regulations, or I should say 2 years ago's regulations now. Drivers are still trying to find maximum time possible, as Bio is not going to set another lap time. He's going to stay P1 for now, as these drivers are now going to be on their final laps. Groggy Oregano is not going to improve. He's going to be starting P14, as Titan is going to go P9. Here comes Potato and Darth Q-Man. What positions will these drivers find themselves in, as Darth Q-Man loses it a little bit and loses the back end? The rear axle comes off and he will not improve on his lap time, as Bio will be coming into the pits. Darth Q-Man will be upset about that one for sure. Bio so far is looking safe. Here comes Minico though. Starting another lap as Tunnel's Death also retires from the session in the pit lane, and there is qualifying done for Tier 2 at BRL. Pole position for Mercedes, a pole position for Bio, as the result here in qualifying is Bio P1, followed by Darth Q-Man, MV Woo, Potato, Ferrari Nut will round up your top 5, followed by Minico and the Red Bull, NGC Blacks, PSR Sky, Mr. Titan, and Tunnel's Death round out the top 10. And the rest of the grid, you have ERS Ardell, Solar, Maverick, Groggy Oregano, Bad Bunny Flow, Stig and War Machine in the AlphaTauri will round out the grid in P17. What are your predictions for this race? Will there be any safety cars? I'm gonna say there's gonna be a few. I'm gonna say there's gonna be two safety cars, multiple front wings falling off, just like it was in Tier 3. I myself was involved in the front wing collectage that was Monza T1. So we'll see what these drivers are going to be able to do here in Monza, the Temple of Speed, at BRL Season 10, Round 6. So look at the race director. Oh, I guess we won't, because it bugs out on me. It doesn't like me. As we want the Canadians to do well, as a chatter says. Well, the Canadians are in P11. It's not a terrible spot to be in Monza. You just got to be very careful, as the timer is already going on. These drivers are going to try and get as much tire temp into these things as possible. Now we're looking for in this race is there's going to be a lot of action. There's going to be, if drivers stick together, there's going to be a lot of DRS trains. And drivers are also going to have to look out for track limits, as that is easy to go across here. It's easy to do. There's a few corners. They're very quick. And we're going to go straight on to 5 red lights. And the Italian Grand Prix is underway. It caught me off guard as MV Woo and Darth Q-Man get a great start, putting Bio under pressure. MV Woo are on the outside of turn 1 and in the inside of turn 2, a little bit of contact. The McLaren will gain P1 as everyone seems to have gotten out of the T1. Great, as I say that, War Machine find himself facing the other way as MV and Bio swap positions. It looks like everyone has kept it mainly clean and kept their front wings. This is scenes here at Monza. And now as these drivers are going to try and find their rhythm here at the Temple of Speed, as Bad Bunny has retired from the session. And that is going to be, is that going to be a full safety car, or is that going to be a VSC? Right now, just say VSC, as we have one of our first retirements of the session. Bad Bunny retires from the race. Iris Ardell trying to make a move on Toneless Death. Nope, because we're still under VSC. Good job, broadcast. Good job. So we're going to have a driver. Toneless Death is going to dive into the pit lane under VSC, try and reduce time lost. Does he have damage in his front wing? Well, he does. Is he going for a nose change? In typical Monza fashion, lap 1 incidents, they bring out the virtual safety car. Monza never ceases to amaze as, again, MV Woo, he goes sideways and hits the wall. That is going to be a pit stop for him, and his Toneless Death is a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. That is not what you want to see if you're a McLaren fan or a fan of MV Woo, as he's going to go from P1 down to P14 along with front wing damage. As we are back to green flag racing, as Bio looks to have front wing damage, Darth Q-Man is going to be looking hungry on the back of that Mercedes. Is he going to dive left? Is he going to dive right? Is he going to make a dive bomb at all? Here it comes to make the dummy. He doesn't go for the move, but he's going to get right along the back of that Mercedes, smelling that gearbox. What kind of fuels are you running? Here it comes. He's going to overtake mode, going to the outside, going back on the inside, sticks back in there. Darth Q-Man, and everyone's setting fast lap times. Ferrari, Mr. Titan, Maverick, everyone's setting lap times. As the Mercedes will tuck in behind that McLaren as he gets the move done, and that Mercedes is going to stay out despite having damage to that front wing. Ferrari Nut and Mr. Titan were having a battle. Now it's going to be Maverick and PRSR Sky looking to have a battle as Envy Wu is going to be coming to the pits to try and get that front wing replaced. And PRSR Sky was thinking about a move on Maverick. It was a little late to make a move for that chicane as PRSR Sky does set the fastest first sector. Potato is now getting onto the back of Bio. Bio is really starting to struggle with that front wing damage. As you can see on that right hand side front end plate. Say that 5 times fast. Bio is going to be struggling, as you can see right there. That right end plate, right front end plate is a little damaged. Those Potato and Minico are up on the back of that Mercedes, trying to move up into P3 or P2 and P3 respectively. Bio is going to be trying to maintain that car, trying to reduce the amount of tire wear that damage is going to be producing. Q-Man putting the fastest lap in, but here comes the rest of the drivers. ESR Dell and PSR Sky are now making moves. PSR Dell getting in front of the Ferrari driver, trying to get move done in front of the Haas as well, who did not have DRS. Gets right along the back of that Haas, and he will move up into P9 by getting in front of that Ferrari. Looking at your tires, the top 4 are on medium tires in NGT Blacks, and the rest of the top 10, everyone in the top 10 except for NGT Blacks in P5 is on mediums, on mediums. Blacks, the Mercedes, is on hards. He's in a good spot here if there are no safety cars. Knock on wood, commentator's curse doesn't kick in for that Mercedes driver and ruin his strategy. Right now, in a great spot, trying to hold on to the back of this DRS train. As I said earlier, that is going to be a big factor here. If you can stay in this DRS train, just like it is at super speedways in NASCAR, getting that draft, it is super crucial to be dragged along if everyone else has that DRS. As P12, Solar is going to get past Groggy Oregano, who seems to be struggling as well. But Groggy Oregano might have the DRS. Will isn't going to use any overtake. He's going to open that DRS. He's going to try and go on the inside of the Ferrari. Going to make a move as PSR Sky and Ardell are having a battle. Groggy Oregano will not break later. There's going to be a bit of contact as Alpine driver locks up. Goes to neutral, I think, there for a second. Ferrari will hang on to P12, making the move on the penultimate corner on that Alpine. The Williams of Mr. Titan getting close to Ferrari net. P6, the Haas, trying to get a good point scoring position here. As what happened to the other Haas driver? Did we lose one? Bio is sticking right with that McLaren, despite having damage. Your top 4, Darth Keyman, Bio, Potato, Minico, all keeping together. Now NGT Blacks is finally in DRS range. He will be able to catch up to this top 4 and try and battle it out for a podium spot, maybe even that top step, as Bio was able to claim in Hungary for the win. To go into T1, Bio was thinking about a move on the McLaren of Darth Q-Man. Darth Q-Man will be holding on and leading into T1 for yet another lap. But keep in mind, Darth Q-Man and I believe it is, I forgot who else is subbing in, but Darth Q-Man's points and position will not count. So technically, as it would stand, Bio would get the second win It is Ferrari Nut. Ferrari Nut and Darth Q-Man. Their positions will not count. Anyone behind them will get moved up. As it stands, Mr. Titan will go from P7 to P5. Now Darth Q-Man is trying to get out of DRS range and break that gap. BRL Sky making up a few positions. Go ahead and look at positions changed. MV Wu, one of the big losers here, as he started in P1 for a while. Another safety car, or under virtual safety car, lost the rear and spun, got damaged as the Haas of Maverick is going on the outside of the chicane, trying to make something work. The Ferrari keeps it together as Ferrari Nut, nice, gets a 3-second time penalty. And we said earlier, track limits is going to be a key factor here. It's easy to do as you're going so fast through most of these corners. Here's Ardell, looking a little bit hungry. He's only been able to gain one position from his starting grid position. Maverick up forward. The driver he's trying to chase after, PSR Sky, is dead even in P8, looking to get Ferrari Nut, who's down 2 positions. Mr. Titan Williams, P6, he's up 3 positions, doing well. Will he be able to hold on with those medium tires on that Williams car? Trying to hang on to NGT Blacks, who's on a different strategy with those harder tires. And those who are unaware, not the soft tires, the tires, or the yellow wall tires of this car per se, the yellow wall mediums, they are faster than these white wall hard tires, which are, hence the name, they're harder. The harder compound, they last a bit longer, but they don't give you as much pace. The medium yellow walled tires give you a little bit more pace. They're a little bit softer, but they wear out a little bit more quicker. Now Minico trying to get back into the top 3 positions. Minico been having a decent few races considering he got dropped back down to P15 last race and had to recover. And he recovered then from P15 to P2. He's trying to return back up to those podium positions, but in not having to have a recovery race to do so, as Potato is now all over the back of Bio yet again, bringing along Minico. Minico is going to be looking to grab the... Oh, that's a safety car! Maverick has lost it! Oh, his MV Woo's lost it as well! On the penultimate corner. What is going on? Oh, his MV Woo just kills himself into the barrier. And it's these drivers now are going to be thinking about changing tires, or are they going to go to a little bit more? Here they come. What's going to happen? In they go. 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers coming in. Here come the drivers, all in pit lane. 1, 2 drivers not pitting. Here come the rest of the field. The Solar coming to pit. No, he stays out on 7-lap old hards. Froggy Rigner's going to come in. What about Toneless Death? Toneless Death is way far back. We have time to make that decision, he says. So here we go. Everybody, except for 1 driver, now on the medium, or now on the hard compound of tire. 3 drivers choose not to pit. That'd be NGT Blacks, TRL Stig, and Solar V45. Here we go, and there is your first safety car of the evening. Ferrari are looking to score good points while we are on board with Solar. Ferrari last race had 2 DNFs. Both cars did not finish the race. It was bad implications for them in the Constructors' Championship standings. So they need a good showing here today as we take a look at the standings. as the field will now bunch up behind the Aston Martin safety car. It's Ferrari in this championship, P10, last of them all. Mercedes in P1 for constructors with 137 points. The gap to Red Bull only 33 points. So NGT Blacks and Bio need a good score here to try and crawl back and get the gap back down from Mercedes. As TRL Stig and Minico are P2 and P6 would be a good score for both of these drivers. And speaking of both, as Eros Ardell and Bio come together, and that's going to pick up a penalty. If you have damage as well, it doesn't look like it, but that's going to be emotional damage for Eros Ardell. He's going to pick up that 5-second time penalty. That is not good. But back to the Red Bull drivers, as Tyrell Stig is P14 in the driver standings here at Tier 2 Season 10, and Minico is your current drivers standings leader, finishing P5, or not P5. Finishing P5 in Hungary, trying to extend his lead from Bio, who currently now sits in P9 with a brand new, fresh front wing, crispy and clean. Is that Mercedes? And third is Thomas Death in the championship. He's sitting all the way down in P13 as of right now, not scoring any points, as the safety car is going to be coming around for, I believe, another lap. And it's going to be going green flag racing on lap 11. In P4 in the championship, it is the other Mercedes of NGT Blacks. P4 finished P4 last race, almost a double podium for Mercedes. And NGT Blacks right now did not pit, is sitting in P1. MB Woos is fifth in the standings for McLaren. And McLaren in the team championship are sitting P4, just 6 points behind AlphaTauri with 60 points. McLaren having 54. Right now, they are outscoring McLaren by, what was that, 12 points? So they will move up in the standings. Monza always has just that weird effect on standings where things can turn around. As I am going to take a little bit of a break as these drivers kind of try and warm up their tires and keep the tire temp that they had along in this race for about 10 laps before the safety cars and virtual safety cars had to intervene. I am now going to take a drink. Buckle up, everybody. We're not done yet. Let us know here at BRL who you are rooting for in chat. Let's see some names. What team are you rooting for? How many more safety cars are going to be? This so far is the first one of Tier 2, but who knows? Safety cars always just kind of show up here. Safety cars produce safety cars, as people like to say. Bio, now P9, is trying to do a repeat win here at BRL. I believe that would be the second one this season. As we have a route for PSR Sky, who's sitting in P8. As here we go. We're going forward with PSR Sky as this safety car restart comes underway. And there it goes. NGT Blacks gets underway. He's going to get Tyrell Stig just under 5/10. As the McLaren of Darth Q-Man is going to try and go on the inside of Solar. He's going to try and make it stick. Is there contact? No, they go side by side, wheel to wheel. As there's going to be contact now, Solar gets punted out into the barrier. That's going to be not good or Solar and or the McLaren. Solar is now down into P13, and PSR Sky is going to move up into P6, Ferrari into P5. Minico trying to go back into that P3 position as Groggy Oregano is going to go wheel to wheel. As Mr. Titan and Bio come together. Another spin here in Monza. It's all kicking off after the safety car. No action is happening yet. No virtual safety car, no safety car, as Groggy Oregano almost had a dive bomb here on ARS Ardell. What is going on after the safety car? Minico right behind the Alpine of Potato. NGT Blacks is trying to run away from TRL Stig. Potato 9/10 from TRL Stig. These two are trying to run away as fast as they possibly can. Minico, Potato, Ferrarinet, Sky, Bio, all on fresh hards. Now here comes Minico. He's going to be hungry, using a little bit of more ERS. Is he going to try and make a move? Potato going defensive. Here comes Minico on the outside, deep on the brakes of the Red Bull, going on the outside of turn 1, inside turn 2, a little bit of contact, he gives him room. The Red Bull is not going to make that move stick. Here comes the Haas. The Haas on the outside of Minico, trying to make profit from the Red Bull's mistake. Is the Red Bull going to get pinched in from the Alpine? No, Ferrari will stay behind Minico. Minico will be thanking whoever he wants to for keeping that position, as he was able to defend the charging Haas. Keeping P4 as we're going to go down the order just a little bit with ERS Ardell and Bio. These two drivers are now a little close to each other. Minico Potato trying to make a move, is trying to serve him the dummy. Sticking into 6th gear. Is going to just use a little dab of that ERS. Mr. Titan is going to pick up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Here they go, side by side, penultimate corner, wheel to wheel. He's still the Alpine still has that wheel in. They are now completely side by side. Here they come. Who's gonna have more power? Who's gonna use more DRS or ERS? As now the Alpine will stick in behind the Red Bull, trying to make a move. Will he dive from the inside? Here he comes. No, he thinks better of it. Red Bull does not go wide. They will stay in this position for now. Minico moves up into the podium positions. Red Bull now trying to get points back on Mercedes, but Bio moves up from P9 on the safety car restart up into P6. They're getting that front wing changed now on 5-lap old hards. Toneless Death trying to get in the point scoring positions, trying to get Groggy Oregano's Alpine out of the 1-point scoring position, which is P10. DRS will be given to the AlphaTauri driver. He's not going to use ERS. He's just going to use... Oh, who's out? MV Woo. Oh, and Mr. Titan. Mr. Titan spins. That is not good for the Williams team, as that is the only Williams. Oh no! Oh no, Mr. Titan! As Thomas Death now is surely going to make the move here on Groggy Oregano, as there it is. DRS and ERS with a little bit. He's going to break a little deep to make sure he has that move done. Locks up the front right tire just a bit as ERS Ardell, during all that, goes up, moves past Darth Q-Man, who is not having a great race after those pit stops and safety car, down 7 spots from where he started. Potato and Minico, this battle is still raging on. Potato not letting Minico escape with those, both still having fresh medium tires. His tires are about 6 laps old here on lap 15 of round 6 at Monza, Temple of Speed. Potato, Ferrari Nut, Minico, along with Bio now. Here comes the DRS train we were talking about earlier. ERS Ardell, 3-second time penalty, track limits. That's the 3rd driver to pick up a time penalty Here comes Potato. Potato and Minico both have about the same amount of ERS, as there is a yellow flag for Mr. Titan again, about the same spot in Sector 1. Sector 2 rather, as ERS or DRS flap will open. Will Minico defend? He uses ERS to defend. He flicks it down to the inside. Side by side come the Alpine and the Red Bull. Lock up from the Red Bull. A little bit of contact there was too, but he's going to keep that position as I think PSR. Oh, Darth Keyman had an issue. He lost the rear. He's going to drop down to P9. Bio's going to move up back into P5. Here come Mercedes. Did he pick up damage again? Or is that my eyes playing tricks on me? Eyes playing tricks on me. Cool. Mr. Titan is going to dive into the pit lane. He's going to be the first driver to put on softs during this race. It's a clean stop from the Williams team. Here's our Sky and Ferrari Nut are following Bio, Potato, Minico, and TRL Stig. DRS trains, we talked about it before the race. This is going to be a big factor. If everyone can get it, it's going to be hard to try and make an overtake, as there is a train of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers. But it's going to go down to 4, as now Minico has left the session. Minico has DC'd. Oh no, as now Potato is going to move up into P3. Minico needs to get back into the session. I believe... Oh, there goes Bio. Bio will go back up in front of Minico. Oh, I can't... Oh no, Minico is going to be dropping down the order now into P7. Bad luck string continues for Minico with 11 laps to go. He has left the session. He's back. Minico has joined. Red Bull is back. So we're going to try and see that car unghost itself to indicate that Minico has taken control of that car. As Bio now disconnects from the session. That's going to move PSR Sky and possibly Ferrari into P5 and P6. It's kicking off here at Monza, and here come the leaders, NGT Blacks and TRL Stig. TRL Stig in for pits. They're going to switch. Oh, Stig onto soft tires. That's not going to work. Is he banking on for another safety car? NGT Blacks, though, however, goes onto fresh mediums. And that's going to promote Potato back up into the lead, followed by PSR Sky, Ferrari Bio, and ERS Ardell are going to round out your top 5. But here comes Minico, I believe, he joined the session now. Yes, there he is. His car is no longer ghosted. He's back. Bio has now returned to the session as we wait for his car to unghost itself to confirm that he has come back. As speaking of, ERS Ardell moves up into P4. It's a good showing from Alfa Romeo, missing one driver, which is Ron Swanson, who is not here today. The DRS train of 4 cars will continue as ERS Ardell is going to be trying to get past as he moves down a few positions when he's letting people back through. Bio up into P4, closely followed by Minico. Minico is going to have DRS, and he's going to use some of ERS. He's going to dip into the inside of that Mercedes up on the right side and close the door. Break a little early, a little bit of a lockup. Mercedes losing another position potentially from the McLaren driver. He's not going to get the position of the McLaren. He's going to drop down another spot. Darth Q-Man into P7 and trying to look on the outside of that Alfa Romeo. It's getting a little bit dicey here on lap 19. He's going to look for a move up the inside of T5, I think. He's not going to do it. Respect from both of these drivers as he is pretty much pushing that Alfa Romeo through this Monza track. These drivers have total faith in one another. As you can see, no contact being made as these two drivers are battling out hammer and tong, trying to catch up to that Mercedes of Bio. But Bio has been able to maintain that gap from Minico. These two drivers are trying to make sure they don't burn up that delicious, precious ERFs. That is a valuable resource here on Monza, as there's not many, excuse that voice crack, there's not many braking zones in this track, so you really have to be careful about how much you use, where you use it, and how you use it. And now speaking about how you use it, DRS is being opened for Ferrari Nut. But speaking of Ferrari, PSR Sky is going to be deploying his DRS and ERS to try and maintain P2, and he gets ERS and DRS for Potato, as they are going to try and move up one more spot, as NGT Blacks is going to set the fastest lap time of 21.977 on those medium tires. Currently 2 drivers on soft tires. I believe they're going to have to stop one more time or risk those tires having some serious issues later down the line. Potato increasing that gap by about 3/10 now. It's about 6/10 as we have an issue for the other Ferrari. Or no, it's not Ferrari, my bad. That is the Alfa Romeo of ERS Ardell, who's having a little bit of spin. Solar picks up a time penalty as ERS Ardell loses under power. Surely that's going to be a safety car. Full safety car. Number 2, race control, 3-second time penalty for TRL Stig. And the same 3 drivers have penalties, as Potato, PSR Sky, Ferrari Nut, Minico, Bio, and Darth Q-Man, and possibly even Groggy Oregano, Toneless Death, are all going to be coming into the pits and changing tires. This is perfect opportunity for them. Let's see what they do. Will they go onto soft tires? Surely. P1. Soft. Oh, PSR Sky goes on the mediums. He's going to bank on people's tires falling off. As NGT Blacks decides to stay out, and he's going to reap some rewards here potentially as he goes to move up into P2, as he is one of the only drivers who chooses not to pit besides Mr. Titan, who has yet to not even come across to the start-finish line or even pit entry. As now, I'm going to get another drinky. How about this, everybody? Is this entertainment for you? Monza always delivers, as Mr. Titan is not going to pit on those 5-lap old softs. And I believe that might be a mistake from the Williams driver, but that is just a personal opinion. We're allowed to have those here. I might get told otherwise, but that's alright. They can tell me. And I'll shake my head like, yes. Here we go. We have 7 laps left. The second safety car of this race here in Monza, Season 10, round number 6. Your drivers, the running order right now: P1, TRL Stig, NGT Blacks in P2, Potato P3, PSR Sky in P4, Ferrari Nut is P5, Minico, Bio, Darth Keyman, Groggy Oregano, and Toneless Death round out your top 10, and the rest of the running cars is Mr. Titan in the Williams and the other Ferrari in P12. Let me know your predictions. Who do you think is going to finish P1? Who's going to finish P2? Who's going to finish P3? What's your top 3 predictions here? Will TRL Stig be able to hold off NGT Blacks, Potato, and PSR Sky all on fresher tires, but followed by PSR Sky, Ferrari Nut, Minico, and Bio? They just pit for fresh rubber. It's going to be a shootout, just like it was in Tier 3. see if these drivers can behave themselves here in the final stages of the lap as I am pacing across my room, knocking things over. This is too much excitement, everybody. I'm having a great time. As for the second time this race, we get to see a different leader, which is the Aston Martin Vantage safety car. These F1 cars are rated. That Vantage is obviously the GOAT. It's beating these F1 cars. They're struggling to get past it. Anyways, it's looking like a good weekend for Red Bull if Minico can move up to a few more positions, maybe even a double podium for Red Bull. It would be big implications on the championship standings, which currently Mercedes is leading the Red Bulls by, I believe it was 44 points. 33 points. It was 33 points. As currently on the stat sheet on BRL's little sheet we have here on driver performance, your top 5 performing drivers are from P5 is MV Wu in the McLaren, who's currently out. He's DNF'd earlier this race. As the safety car lights are still on, we're going to have another lap under the safety car, and that's going to be 4 laps remaining here in Monza. I switched to my camera somehow. And P4 for your driver performance based on this sheet is the Mercedes of NGT Blacks. And P3 for driver performance is Toneless Death in P10 currently. Not having a too great of a race here in Monza. P2 for driver performance, which I can kind of back up here, or back out the stat sheet, as this driver has been performing very well these last few races, which is Bio and the other Mercedes. Mercedes P2 and P4 in the driver ranking, or not driver rankings, driver performance this season. And P1 is Minico, the Red Bull, who has got the back-to-back win in BRL this season. Bio was looking on to try and add to that to be the second driver to get back-to-back wins this season. So far, Bio sitting in P7, trying to gain some momentum here after this second safety car. Speaking of the safety car, it's coming in. Tyrrell Stig is going to be letting off that throttle. He's going to be punching his roof up as Minico. Did he have another issue where he got DC'd? I must have missed it. Minico P6 has another disconnection error. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We pretty much have a couple lap shootout here to round it out at Monza, as Tyrrell Stig is going to go now. Is he going to get the jump on NGT Blacks? Is he going to have the gap of about 6 tenths? Now, right now, it's going to be all about setup, as all drivers are going to be using every single bit of ERS on this straight to try and gain some time, as Bio is going to get past Minico, who is DC'd, it looks like, on my screen. Bio is going to get the move done, as Minico is back, as it looks like his car is not ghosted anymore. Darth Q-Man trying to move positions more as the camera bugs out. He's up in the P8 now. He's trying to move up and get more points for McLaren, who are towards the bottom of the standings for the constructors. PSR Sky trying to make a move on Potato, the Alpine, scoring good points here. 2 drivers in the point scoring positions. PSR Sky does not have that same luxury right now, as he's trying to get a podium for Ferrari and try and get them out of last place in the Constructors' Championship. Your leader in the Drivers' Championship is currently sitting in P7, followed by P2 in the championship is P6 right in front of him. Minico is trying to finish ahead of Bio so he can limit the damage on this race for the championship standings. As FerrariNet picked up yet another penalty. Once you get a penalty in this race, at this track at least, it is easy to just keep picking him up and picking him up and picking him up, as these three drivers have pretty much displayed, as Bio now sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:21.651. Thomas Death, Energy Blacks P3 and P4 in the standings. Energy Blacks sitting P2, and he's only 38 points behind in the standings. This is going to be great for Blacks, as he is going to be looking for a move on that Red Bull all over it, weaving left and right, trying to make it move, trying to make Tiro Stig's mind go a little bit crazy, as no, Minico drops down to P12. This is not good for the Red Bull. No, his standings, no. Minico, you made me cough. No, as he loses it on lap 25, his front wing gone, his points gone. Red Bull's hopes of scoring double points and great points to try and move ahead of Mercedes in the standings this race, hopefully gone. As now NGT Blacks is going to be desperately trying to hold on to this P1 position for his team. Now Bio is going to try and make up as many points as possible, as he's going to try and capitalize on Minico's error, as he's only 13 points behind Minico. And currently, as it stands, it would leave almost no breathing room for Minico's championship. As I try and do the math here, Bio would need to finish P4 with a fastest lap, or P3. As now Bio gets up into P4, looking at P3, trying to get past the Ferrari so that he can move up into P1 in the drivers' standings. He's looking very hungry. He's going to have DRS, but so will the Ferrari and possibly the Alpine, as NGT Blacks is using every ounce of ERS that he can to try and escape from Potato. He's not going to have ERS, and it's going to be the Williams of Mr. Titan who's going to be spinning in Sector 3, and coming around the penultimate corner for the last time is NGT Blacks in the Mercedes, who's going to be trying to extend their lead here in the constructors championship. English is very hard when there's a lot going on. As PSR Sky is now in P3, as Bio has moved up in P2 as he gets past PSR Sky. PSR Sky is now trying to use the last bit of his ERS. He's not going to make a move here in the chicane. And GT Blacks' best finish so far has been P2. Will he move it up one more and get on the top step to hold out Bio here with those 6-lap-old softs? I think GT Blacks is going to do it. But will Bio hold on to P2, as PSR Sky is going to have DRS? He's going to have more ERS as well. Here he comes, PSR Sky on the Mercedes. He's going to try and make a move here. He's going to go on the inside, up through this chicane as there's contact between both drivers, and they're going to go off. There's going to be a spin on the last lap. It's going to move Q-Man, Groggy, Total Steph, and Solar up into more positions, as those two drivers are going to fall down the order. No, it's Potato. Now is in P3, Bio and Stig. P10. No, as NGT Blacks is to come on for the final time. He's going to be a winner for the first time this season at BRL. Potato P2, Darth Q-Man P3, Groggy Areno P4, P5 Total Death, PRL Sky, Solar, Farina, Bio, TRL Stig, round out your top 5. Mr. Titan will be P11, followed by Minico in P12. Unfortunate for Bio and PSR Sky on the last lap, fighting tooth and nail, trying to get that first podium position, as NGT Blacks gets his first win in BRL by 3.7 seconds. Congratulations Congratulations, Mercedes, for getting that double point scoring position. What a race Tier 2 gave us here in Monza Temple Speed as Tyrrell Stig gets the driver of the day according to F122 the game. What a race. Monza always delivers, and it has yet again as Mercedes grabbed the top spot for 2 races in a row here in BRL. It's Mercedes, Alpine, McLaren, and GT Blacks, everybody, is your first BRL, or first time BRL winner, and it's at Monza, the Temple of Speed. Where else to do it? Celebrations all around, spray champagne. Very nice, very good race for these drivers as Bio was trying to look for a better result there, trying to capitalize on Minico's error, spin out, and the last couple of laps there. There will be no drivers interviews this time around. Unfortunately, I have to go really soon, so that will not be happening. But currently, right now, here's your finishing order. NGT Blacks, as he said, starting from P7, getting his first win here at BRL. P2, Potato Lee Alpine. P3 is Darth Q-Man, Groggy Regano is P4, and rounding out the top 5, you had Thomas Death in the Alpha Tauri, scoring pretty good points for them. PSR Sky is in 6th place, and Ferrari and Solar in P7. It could have been a better race for them if they didn't have contact between PSR Sky and Bio. And Ferrari Nut in the Haas is going to be in 8th place, and Bio, we were just speaking of, would have had a podium position if those drivers had not had contact in that corner. It is hard to go side by side there, and props for you guys trying, but that's the result of it. Tyrrell Stig is P10, Mr. Titan 11th, Minico down in P12, who had started in P6, was a good race. Iris Ardell in P14, Maverick is P14, Iris Ardell P13, and I didn't see the rest. But that will do it here on BRL's live stream for round number 6 at Italy. Join us next week for COTA, the United States Grand Prix, this time next week. It's going to be a good one. A lot of mixed feelings about COTA. Hope you guys enjoyed this race. I really enjoyed this one. This was a fun one to commentate and to take part of. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you all the drivers for participating. Congratulations NGT Blacks for your first win here at BRL. Congratulations to the other podium drivers. Sorry I couldn't get an interview going. That's just how it works sometimes. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and join us next time here at BRL.